circumstance you hear an alarm go off, just please muster up by the temporary trailer direct behind you and wait instructions from Kate. Um, we would really appreciate your cooperation on that. As most of you know, or some of you know, my name's Ken Mackay. I'm a counselor with the City of St. Albert, but it's also my pleasure to be chair of the Aero Utilities Board. But before we begin, I would like to honor the Treaty 6 territory and Métis homeland where we are gathered today, as these are traditional lands of First Nations and Métis people. We express our respect and gratitude for the rich histories and cultures in the area and our shared responsibility to protect these lands and waters. Let us take wisdom and teachings from the region's Indigenous peoples as we steward our resources for generations to come. I want to extend a very warm welcome to our special guests joining us today for this exciting announcement. The Minister of Transportation and Economic Corridors, the Honorable David Dreeshen, the Minister of Affordabilities and Utilities, the Honorable Nathan Neudorf. We have also joining us Mayor Acker from the City of Spruce Grove, and Kate Polkowski is our CEO. And I also want to recognize many of our mayors that are in attendance. Thank you very much for attending. And we also are being joined by two MLAs as well as joining us too. So thank you very much. Also sprinkled out through the crowd are many members of the board. There's 13 municipalities that represent or have elected representatives on the board, and they are all joining us today. So thank you all for attending. For nearly 40 years, our organization has supported the region by providing responsible wastewater transmission and treatment for our member municipalities. And while we started this work as the Alberta Capital Region Wastewater Commission, we recently transformed into Aero Utilities to emphasize the future of our organization as a leader in wastewater processing and treatment by harnessing the potential of embracing a circular water economy. As our organization continues to grow, and as you can tell from behind us here, to support the region and the industries within it, like the exciting and burgeoning hydrogen economy and our valuable agricultural sector, I am confident that Aero Utilities and our team are up to the task of delivering results. What's more, it's very comforting to know that we have the support of the government of Alberta. Their support means Aero Utilities will continue to deliver reliable, predictable, and affordable wastewater services to more than the 400,000 Albertans, thousands of businesses, and key industries that call our region home. So I now want to welcome Minister Dreeshen to say a few words about why we are here today.
Well, thank you so much, Ken and Kate, for having us here at Aero Utilities. It's such an impressive site. And to see so many of my colleagues, Minister Neudorf, as well as Jackie Armstrong-Hominick and Andrew Boychenko, regional MLAs here in the Edmonton area. It's great to see the political support, and then obviously on the municipal side, so many different mayors and reeves that came out today. This announcement here today is really a transformational announcement for the Edmonton Capital Region. So it's great to see the support of the provincial government as well as municipal governments all working together. So it's just a beautiful day. It's supposed to get wildly cold later this week, so I guess we picked a good day to be outside. But Budget 24, if passed, will have significant amount of water projects in it. $481 million. It will be going out to municipalities for grant applications over the next 3 years. And water, obviously, in the province of Alberta has been such a precious resource. Whether it was pioneers creating farms and ranches near rivers and lakes, or cities that would be built alongside them, the use of water here in the province of Alberta has been so important to populations, to communities, as well as industrial growth and businesses. So water, obviously, to sustain our population with clean drinking water and to attract job creators who use water, we need to manage our water in a sustainable and environmentally friendly way. And so that is why I'm proud to say that in Budget 24 has a $50 million grant to Aero Utilities, former the Edmonton Capital Region Wastewater Commission, to build this project right behind us. So it'll be an impressive investment to Aero Utilities. that will increase the treatment of water, and that will also keep water rates affordable to, as Ken mentioned, the 400,000 people living in the Edmonton capital region, and will also create a revenue stream. And I promise that's the first and only water pun that I'm going to use today, that will be used to sell fresh water for industrial purposes in the surrounding Edmonton region, and that equates to about 35 million liters per day. That would be taken out of the North Saskatchewan River. That will be replaced with this facility. And just putting that into perspective, that's 14 Olympic-sized swimming pools every day that would be drawn out of the North Saskatchewan River that now will not have to be. So technically, we'll get into more specifics when Kate comes up, and Air Utilities can explain the specifics about this new Train 4 expansion, which will increase the water treatment facility in this area, essentially doing more with less. And just as a regional collaboration with the province and the 13 municipalities that will benefit from this expansion, and the ratepayers in this area not having to see water rates go up with Air Products or other new utility users coming into this region, to the industrial heartland, is such a bonus for the entire province, and the thousands of businesses like Air Products that will use this water in the production of hydrogen, and others in the industrial heartland. It's just such a great partnership that the province of Alberta is doing with this area. And I know water treatment plants aren't shiny new rec centers, but they're obviously very critical to our population growth and our industrial growth. And as much as other colors of government may talk about environmental projects and to say that you have to pay more in a carbon tax to just go to work and to go home, this is an environmental program that actually will mean something and will actually clean up the environment and make sure that we can use our water in a more sustainable way. So this Conservative government, when we talk about environmental projects, it's actually something that means actually cleaning up the environment and doing good to the environment, rather than just empty rhetoric and words and more taxes. So with that, I'm happy to turn things over to my colleague, Minister Neudorf, the Minister of Affordability and Utilities, to say a few words. But thanks everyone for coming out here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Great announcement. Thanks, Minister Dreeshen. And I thought Ken said this was a big project. This is amazing. Love to see the amount of work and the construction industry hard at work behind us, with our just incredibly developing what we need for Alberta to continue to grow. As the Minister of Affordability and Utilities, the Premier tasked me with doing everything that I can to help Albertans save more of their hard-earned money. The cost of utilities, whether that's power, natural gas, or water, impacts every Albertan. Not only do you pay your monthly utility bill, but utilities play a role in the cost of your groceries and so many other things that we purchase. Reducing the cost of these utilities is a necessary step towards making life more affordable for Albertans. And I'm proud that Alberta's government is taking action to address this most significantly here today. Budget 2024's investment to help expand the Capital Region Wastewater Treatment Project will keep water rates affordable. Not only does this help thousands of businesses and key industries in the Capital Region's 13 municipalities, but it will help lower the utility bills for more than 400,000 residential ratepayers. And talking to Kate earlier, the hope is that this could do something more, cut the rates by more than 60% for some of those ratepayers, which is just incredible. We appreciate their foresight and their work to helping make this become a reality. It will also provide the infrastructure needed to support this region's growing population, ensuring that our utilities are not just affordable, but also reliable for generations to come. This investment will just is just part of how our government is helping make life more affordable for Albertans. Aero Utilities project will also support hydrogen production at the nearby Air Products plant, exploring and supporting new technologies such as hydrogen that will improve our electricity system is a key part of my role as Minister of Affordability and Utilities, and a top priority for our government. And with that, I would like to hand the mic over to Mayor Acker for some of his comments and remarks as we enjoy the day. Thank you so much.
Well, as Minister Neudorf just mentioned, I'm Mayor Jeff Acker, the proud mayor of the city of Spruce Grove. Now, this is certainly an exciting moment for Aero Utilities, for our region, and for the city of Spruce Grove and its residents. As we look at what's ahead for our province and the municipalities that span across it, we need to think thoughtfully and pragmatically about how we view and treat our water resources. especially in the face of record population growth in the capital region, a bustling economy attracting new business and industry, and anticipated drought season ahead. It's great to know that our provincial government is willing to step forward and make investments that address the opportunities and challenges we face ahead. I want to first thank Minister Dreeshen and Minister Neudorf for their dedication in championing Arrow's Utilities Train 4 plant expansion. The leadership you have both individually shown in this vital project has been a critical part of its success. So thank you very much. I'm also grateful to the Arrow Utilities board members for their commitment and vision as you work together to transform Arrow Utilities this past year to be better prepared to support local industries. So thank you very much, all the board members here today. As well, I want to thank all the elected officials, and we see many of them here today, and their councils who have supported its cause and operations. And finally, to the expert team at Arrow Utilities. Your hard work keeps the systems running. It sparks innovation and bold thinking about what we can achieve through water circularity. Today's investment of $50 million allows Arrow and its member municipalities, its businesses and industries that call our region home, to become better stewards for our water resources. It will mean in the city of Spruce Grove that we will be able to confidently welcome new residents and economic growth, knowing that we will have reliable wastewater infrastructure for generations to come. Something that has never been more important as our communities contend with record low water levels. As both my municipality and those across our capital region continue planning for our future, this investment today brings confidence that whatever we face, we have partners at the table to weather the storm. Partners like the government of Alberta. Darn page. It is windy. So thank you again for your leadership, both of you, and to the province, because investments like this one will surely set us up for success today and into the years to come. So I'm now going to turn this over to Kate, our CEO at Arrow Utilities, for her final remarks. Thank you, everyone.
As Mayor Acker mentioned, my name is Kate Polkowski, and for nearly 3 years, I've served as a CEO for Arrow Utilities. This is truly an exciting moment for the organization and our region. As we look to the future of Arrow Utilities and view how we treat our water resource, it's incredible to know that our provincial partners share our vision and are willing to step forward with us to make it happen. I want to first thank Minister Dreeshen and Minister Neudorf for their dedication in championing Arrow Utilities Train 4 plant expansion. The leadership you have both shown in this vital project has been critical to our part of our success. I am also grateful to the Arrow Utilities Board of Directors. This past year, there's been transformational change, and we're better prepared to support our future sustainable development, where we've got a strong water availability and serves as a vital resource for our region and the province of Alberta. I also be remiss to not thank the elected officials from member municipalities who have consistently supported us throughout our operations and our cause. I want to acknowledge both Associate Engineering for their work in the design element and for PCL in their outstanding work thus far as our dedicated contractor. And to all of my members and colleagues at Arrow Utilities, it's unreal the hard work and dedication you've put forth to both the project and the continuous improvement initiatives to support both water circularity and innovation within the Commission. But most importantly, it's helping us change the conversation of how we think and use water as responsible Albertans planning for our future. As we move into what's shaping into a challenging drought season, these conversations are becoming more valuable than they ever were before. We thank the government of Alberta for not shying away from the challenge, but instead mobilizing communities and making smart investment decisions like this one that sets us up for success and well into the future. I want to also thank you all for joining us and turn it over to Jesse for questions.
Okay, with that, we're going to now turn over to questions from the media. We're going to start with reporters here in person, and then we'll move over to the phone lines. Please state your name and the outlet you're with, and a reminder, we're going to be doing one question, one follow-up. So first question, please step up to the mic. Okay, seeing no questions, we're going to turn over to the phone lines. Operator, can you please put through the first caller?
Bob Weber, Canadian Press.
Good morning. It's Bob Weber from the Canadian Press. This is a question for Minister Neudorf. Minister, late last week we got a first look at the map your department has drawn to, I guess, direct the development of renewable energy in the province. My first question is I'd like to know what kind of research or study or justification your department went through to for the placement of these lines.
Well, we went through our pristine viewscapes and what that means to Albertans, which is predominantly our foothills and Rocky Mountains. And we added the 35-kilometer buffer zone for that. We also took care to protect our UNESCO World Heritage sites and made sure that we were taking those into consideration. And from that, we developed the map with a lot of input from our regulators and industry. And that's what you see.
Minister, those lines were meant to protect viewscapes, but those viewscapes have been logged, drilled, mined, grazed, cut lined. What makes solar and wind development so different that they have to be legislated out of existence for those areas?
Well, they're not. It only applies to vertical impact, which is wind. All other developments already had visual impact assessments, and we just clarified those for all those developments that are going in there. And again, good principles that we can apply today. We'll continue to do that across other industries as needed.
Okay, operator, can you please put through the next caller?
Janet French, CBC.
Hi there. I have some fairly nuts and bolts questions about the wastewater treatment plant. So the $50 million, if you could just clarify for me whether that's over one budget year, multiple budget years, and how far that goes, how does that compare to the complete cost of the expansion project, and where, if there's other sources of funding, what are those sources of funding?
Sure. Yeah. Budget 20. Thanks, Janice. Budget 24 has 10, 10, and 30 of the 3 out years for this $50 million project, and that's just as the construction project is underway. Obviously, you can see it's early stages now. So as it gets farther on in its build out, that's where they'll need additional funding. But that's the province's grant going towards area utilities for this overall project. And because that 50 million is being covered by the province, that is where we're going to see the savings for all the municipalities in this region, so that they won't have to recoup that money through the ratepayers through higher utility charges going forward.
And for your second question?
Yes. I think there was an allusion that or a suggestion that Kate would explain more about this, but about the cost of bills going down. So what's the timeline for people consuming water in this area to actually see a noticeable reduction in their water bills?
We're probably too early to really define any reduction in utility bills locally. The project's scheduled to be finalized in 2025, to which then the sale of water reuse will be going to industry. Currently, we're working on the reuse rate with a third-party contractor, which will be a direct input to those dollars and projections, but we're probably too early to really project what any reduction would be or how it would stabilize the wastewater rate long-term, because it's really a long-term game as opposed to a short-term win.
Okay, operator, can you please put through the next caller?
There are no other questions in the queue at this time.
Okay, and with that, that ends our announcement for the day. Thank you, everyone.